The latest controversy over Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano. After only 3 months on the job, Secretary Napolitano has made a series of missteps, including her refusal to criticize a department memo about right-wing extremist groups and returning veterans from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Secretary Napolitano now faces sharp criticism for saying she wants to repeal the Real ID law. Some lawmakers are calling for her resignation. Wian with our report.
New Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano was quickly confronted by a familiar threat, escalating drug cartel violence along and across the U.S.-Mexico border.
I believe that Mexico right now has issues of violence that are of a different degree and level than we've ever seen before.
As governor of Arizona, Napolitano demanded more National Guard troops to reinforce the border. But as DHS secretary, she's still reviewing similar requests from current border governors.
I think she very much understands this issue. I think perhaps in her heart of hearts, she would welcome the increased funding for this side of the border. I'm afraid that it may be tied up in politics within the administration.
At a congressional hearing in late February, she questioned the actions of her own Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents after a raid at a factory in Bellingham, Washington.
I want to get to the bottom of this as well, so I've already issued those directives to ICE to get me some answers.
Napolitano later directed ICE to concentrate enforcement on employers, not illegal alien workers. All but one of the suspected illegal aliens detained during the Bellingham raid were given work permits while the case is being investigated. Napolitano also is pushing to undo the Real ID Act, which requires states to issue more secure driver's licenses by the end of this year in favor of a different approach. Real ID was recommended by the 9/11 Commission. And speaking of 9/11, Napolitano apparently misspoke this week, suggesting the hijackers entered the United States through Canada, angering the nation's largest trading partner. The final straw for some was the release of a Homeland Security report on right-wing extremism that mentioned returning veterans and opponents of illegal immigration.
I think Secretary Napolitano has an awful lot of explaining to do. When you look at this report on right-wing extremists, it includes, includes about 2/3 of Americans who might go to church, who may have served in the military, who may be involved in community activities. It's bizarre.
The Homeland Security chief later said the report should not have been read as an accusation against military veterans.
I apologize for that offense. It was certainly not intended.
Thursday, Republican congressional leaders met with President Obama, carrying requests from some in the rank and file that Napolitano resign. Wian, CNN, Los Angeles.
The Obama administration today said now is the time to, quote, revive global trade. U.S. Trade Representative Ron Kirk vowed to complete free trade deals with Panama, South Korea, and Colombia, all three negotiated by the Bush administration. During the election campaign, candidates